representatives endorse Medicare for all. That's thanks to Bernie. More people now than ever recognize the climate crisis as an existential threat, but also our greatest economic opportunity. And that's thanks not just to the climate work of Bernie Sanders, but the climate activists that are part of mass movement politics in the United States. Now that I'm on that other side, I can tell you, the halls of Congress are no joke.
Great.
It is no joke to stand up to corporate power and established interests. It is no joke. It's not just about standing up and saying these things, but behind closed doors, your arm is twisted, the vice pressure of political pressure gets put on you, and every trick in the book, psychological and otherwise, is used to get us to abandon the working class. And it has been in that experience over the last 9 months that I have grown to appreciate the enormous, consistent, and non-stop advocacy of Senator Bernie Sanders. Is that it's not just what we're fighting for, but it's how we're going to do it. And how we're going to do it is with a mass mobilization of working class people at the ballot box. That's the only way that we are going to win this thing. Because one of our top priorities is not just defeating Donald Trump, but defeating the systems of which he is a symptom. That means that what we need to do in this country is organize a fundamentally positive and welcoming movement. One that is mindful, not only mindful of the ugly histories that created our present inequalities, the racism of housing segregation, the classism of the Hyde Amendment that tells us that low-income women shouldn't have access to health care. But we also recognize the imperialist and colonial histories that contribute to our endless wars and our immigration crisis. Not only do we need to recognize that NYCHA being underfunded by over $30 billion is not an accident, it is an outcome. It's not an accident, it is an outcome of a system that devalues the poor, that devalues working people, and that prioritizes buildings like those over buildings like these. And so, not only must we recognize what is broken, and that has resulted in why we're here, but we need to recognize the principles that will drive us forward. Because the logic that got us into this mess is not gonna get us out. So we need to build a mass movement in America centered on the working class, the poor, the middle class, one that is actively anti-racist, that is rooted in principles of universality. Everybody has a right to health care. Everybody has a right to an education. One that is rooted in principles of cooperation, that is participatory, that combats not only racism, but misogyny, anti-queer discrimination. We have to actively center those principles to drive us forward, because the future and our future is in public systems, and it's publicly owned systems. Because we need to take power over our lives again. I don't know about you, but I don't want Mark Zuckerberg making decisions over my life. I don't know about you, but the Waltons have already been making decisions over our lives, and what we got was nothing. We need a United States that really, truly, and authentically is operated, owned, and decided by working and all people in the United States of America. That is what it is: multiracial, multi-gendered, multi-generational, and multi-geographic. We have to come together, not ignoring our differences, but listening to them, prioritizing them, understanding injustice, understanding that we operate in a context where slavery evolved into Jim Crow, evolved into a mass incarceration, evolved into the realities we have today. And so with that, I'm proud to say that the only reason that I had any hope in launching a long-shot campaign for Congress is because Bernie Sanders proved that you can run a grassroots campaign and win in an America where we almost thought it was impossible. And with that, I'd like to introduce the man, the ally. I call him Theo Bernie. Maybe to my goddaughter, he's Willow. Maybe to some others, he's brother. But he's my Theo Bernie Sanders.